Hey, welcome back to the channel. I hope we're all doing well, and today we're talking about the dark night of the soul. Or is it? Is it really the dark night of the soul, or is it actually the light? Is it actually illuminating something within us that we need to be aware of? I watched a video. I've been looking at a little bit of content lately with regards to the awakening and what people are going through, and a lot of it from the early on stages. We tend to always be focused on the love, on the light, on the fluffiness, the nice stuff, and we don't look at the darker stuff. We don't look at the heaviness of things that are going on in the world, and we try to just focus only on the light. But as you seem to develop on your journey, you look a little bit more at the darker stuff. You look a bit more inwards, you look more into the self, and you start to heal things of what's coming up internally. And the reason why that happens is because as we ascend within our energy, and as we awaken, and as we heal ourselves and work on our own energy, it's throwing up stuff that we need to be aware of. And the majority of the time, a lot of people will not want to look at it. They won't want to go there. They want to just push it down and forget about it and move on with the day, take some more stuff, take some more medication and drink some more booze to cover it up. But there's a lot of us, in a large proportion of the global population now, which are going through this awakening and are starting to be aware of something and changes and shifts in their life. And a lot of them talk about it being the dark night of the soul. And it's something that I think we've all talked about when we've been on this journey, when we've been on this path. And things take place, things go where we don't feel quite right, and things are coming up, and it's showing up a lot of stuff that we're not really aware of, or maybe we don't want to be aware of it because we need to just be focused on the light and love and all the fluffy stuff. However, we really need to look at it. As we evolve through our journey, it keeps coming back, it keeps recurring, it keeps replaying, and we keep being reminded of something there. These cycles that we go through, the loops that we get stuck into as we're ascending and going on our spiritual journey, all of these things keep coming back to us. And it's that very message within this cyclical movement of our energy that is replaying these things that we then need to look at and be aware of. But I've got to a point now where I don't think it is actually a dark night of the soul. It's just a normal part of life and a normal part of your awakening journey, and it's actually something more in the mind. It's something more psychological. A lot of my belief structures and belief systems have recently changed. I used to talk about chakras and blockages in the chakras. Now I do not believe you can have a blocked chakra, because, as I said in one of my recent videos, if it was blocked or missing, you'd be dead. So a lot of my belief structures now are changing as I change on my healing spiritual path and my spiritual journey as well. And I'm a lot more grounded now on my spiritual journey than I've ever been before. I'm a lot more in my body, a lot more physical. And because we need that. Our vessel, our physical vessel, is what we need to carry our spirit through on its journey, to be able to learn and take in what we need on that journey, on that physical life. So we can dip into various aspects of what we need to within a balanced, harmonious way of being. But the dark night of the soul that a lot of people talk about is when, obviously, a lot of this heaviness takes over. Maybe mental health, maybe physical health, maybe where you have a really bad accident, or just a recurring load of stuff which it just keeps happening and you can't seem to get past it, and you just feel a little bit blocked in that place. And that's all to do basically with where you are mentally and emotionally, and sometimes physically as well, and spiritually. But it's more the outlook that we have within us with what's going on. Because usually when we are in that psychological state, when we are in those lower vibrational states, then the lower energies, the lower thought patterns take over. And that's where we're at. That's where we're kind of like sort of vibrating at. That's the vibration that we're existing within. So I don't think it's actually a dark night. I think it's just something that is there to teach us something that we need to be aware of. And there is a level, or various levels, there's always going to be various levels, but various levels of healing that needs to take place. And this video that I watched yesterday really made me think about that. And I thought, yeah, you know what? That is actually spot on. That is actually right. And it's not really, it's not something that is real. It's an expression that we can use, and when we're in it and we're in that place, yeah, it might feel like the dark night of the soul, but actually that dark night of the soul is pointing you closer to your light. It's pointing you closer to your spiritual way of being, your light, your essence, your great bright light within, if you want to talk about it through Reiki circles. That is where the darkness is pointing you to. It's the polarity. And we've always going to have light and dark. One cannot exist without the other. And it's such a wonderful concept, and it's such a deep concept, which we can talk about quite a lot, and we can go quite deep with it when we're talking about pain body. You know, that Eckhart Tolle talks about your shadow work, your ego death. And the ego, and how the ego arises, because the ego is the main aspect of us that is always saying it's usually saying the negative things, or it's usually giving us the message that we're not good enough, or we're not worthy, or we can't do that. And this is something that will replay throughout your whole life. There's always going to be an aspect of it. It's just being about being aware of it and being able to harmonize it and balance it out. And the more that we're psychologically and mentally in control, then we're able to balance that out emotionally, because we don't become attached to the ego saying, well, you'll never be able to do that, you're not good enough, oh, I wouldn't bother trying, just stick to that, stick to just going and getting pissed every weekend. That's what you know best. So it's all about just recalibration, reharmonizing, and finding out a little bit more about yourself. That's all it really is. And it's a really, really important aspect, I think, that we all have to go through, because it's such a big step on your spiritual awakening journey and your healing journey as well. And the more that we heal, the more that we're working on ourselves, the more this stuff is going to come up. And there is something really big going on this year. There really is something huge going on right now this year, and you know, it's the number 9, so it's the end of cycles. So we're coming to the end of a cycle, so a lot of things have to collapse, a lot of things have to break down, a lot of things have to stop for new energy to come in, to move through, and for us to create and manifest and produce that new energy as well. So we just keep on going, we keep on doing the healing work, we keep on keeping our practices up, we just keep on keeping on, we keep on pushing through. And instead of being pulled down like maybe we would have done, I certainly would have done a long time ago, instead of being pulled down, and it still happens, you know, I've still had things recently that have made me kind of like, it's made the ego come up, it's made me think things, it's made me question things and question where I'm at on my journey. Is this what I should be doing? Well, yeah, it's part of me. It's who I am. It's my life, and it's absolutely what I need to be doing. But we're always going to have that. There's always going to be an aspect that challenges us. So it's not dark night of the soul, depending on where you are on a mental and emotional level. It could be. But just don't get trapped into that way of thinking. I think the more you get trapped into that, being in the dark night of the soul, oh, I'm going through this, oh, why is this always happening, woe is me, oh, my life is in such a state. As soon as you start getting into that, you're just trapped back into the egoic responses. It's evolving past that on your journey, where you start to actually see, oh, actually, that was actually showing me something. That darkness was actually making me realize that there's an aspect of me that needs to be aware of that, and I need to reharmonize that and polarize that emotion and just see where it's coming from, and heal it and do the healing work around it. and performing more of whatever practices you perform, whether it's Reiki, whether it's your affirmations, whether it's yoga, whether it's massage, whether it's Tai Chi, Qigong, all these different practices that are working with your own spiritual energy, just getting deeper into them and taking one step at a time, one step in front of the other, and taking you back to that true way of being, that spiritual self that is within you. So dark night of the soul, it's an expression that gets chucked about quite a lot. It's an expression that comes up a lot early on in your journey, and people are constantly going on it. There's always going to be people that will say, no, that's not true, it's definitely the dark night of the soul. But as you evolve, your belief systems change, you change, your mindset changes, and that is the key. When the mindset changes and you're no longer thinking in that linear level, then you know you're onto something bigger, better, more transformative, and a bigger level of awakening and ascension on your journey. If you enjoy my videos, enjoy this content, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to get in touch for any of my services, head down into the descriptions box below, where all of my links are there for my website, my socials, and also you can join the membership on this channel if you want a little bit more for your money, little perks, little treats, things like that. But thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video, maybe a thought-provoking video very soon. Much love, take care, bye for now.